Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at Just Keep Swimming _podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr.
Toi,
aka
1-3.
Yes, sir. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing all right. Just trying to relax this weekend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you?
Same thing, bro. Just been relaxing, watch some pretty good documentaries this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So for all those out there listening, if you guys got Netflix, I always highly suggest go watch the train wreck documentaries. They kind of talk about how things that should have went good were a complete train wreck, and I think they're all just so pretty wonderful. My favorite one I watched so far was the Woodstock 99. So yeah, please check that out and see how all hell broke loose at one of the most peaceful, supposedly most peaceful
like
festivals of the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it turned out to be a straight shit. So yeah. So that's how I'm feeling, bro. I'm good though. Besides that, I can't complain.
Right.
Yes, sir. But so today, ladies and gentlemen, we want to have a topic, and I think I want to call this topic. I'm fed up, or the hair that broke the camel's back, or what would you want to call it, bro? The final straw. That's
final
what it was.
straw. Yeah.
Yeah, the final straw. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yes. So, we kind of chose this episode because I kind of felt like, for me personally, I kind of had like a final straw recently in life where it's kind of like, I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm not going to deal with this no more. I need to go find me some answers for whatever this case may be so I can stop dealing with this straw, because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of whatever I'm dealing with, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of being tired, and I'm done dealing with this, Excuse me. Is that what you get when you think of the word final straw, bro?
Yeah, it's just like I'm tired of dealing with whatever's going on right now. I need to change it in some way.
Some way, shape, or form, right? I need to change it. I need to find answers. I need to figure out what's going on. Shoot, do I need to walk a whole new path and find me a whole new, way of living? Like, what is this? But whatever it is, I know something needs to happen right now because I'm done dealing with what I'm dealing with right now.
That part.
So, for me, I'm just going to start off with an example of my final straw this week. So for those who know me personally, y'all know I've been going through some little medical issues recently, and I'm just going to keep it 100 with y'all. Ain't no point in sugarcoating. I can use all the prayers I can get. So, pretty much, I've been having some headaches that have been waking me up at the middle of the night. And it is so annoying. Like, at some point I was like dealing with it, like, oh man, it comes, it goes, it's gonna last for like an hour or so. But the other day, I went to bed. I was about to go to bed, my head started hurting, it went away. I went to bed, and then while I was in bed, it came back around 4:00 in the morning while I was in a deep sleep. And that was my final straw of like, you know what? I'm not dealing with it no more. and I ended up taking myself to the ER, like headache and all, bro. Barely seeing. I'm driving with one eye open, but I'm getting to this ER right now because I need some answers what it is. I need a CAT scan. I need some drugs. I need an IV. I need to be cut open. Whatever it is, I want to get this resolved because I am tired of it, you know? And I think that right there was actually a good point, though. Like, I'm glad I finally did get the final straw, because I felt like that has been leading me onto some type of road to recovery now.
Yeah.
You know, like, yes, the headaches still come. You know, yes, some of the drugs may not be working the way they said they were going to work. But at the same time, it gave me this sense of I can solve this. You know, it's going to take a little more work than I expected. You know, now I got to go see some extra doctors and do some extra brain testing and all that stuff. But at the same time, if I would never had that final straw and took myself to the hospital, I would never got the assistance that I needed, you know what I'm saying, or that I desired to.
Or the direction of where to go.
Or the direction of where to go, exactly, you know. And I think that right there is just like a pretty good example of what it is to be the final straw, you know. Like, a lot of times we think of final straw, we think of the postman saying, F this, I'm about to shoot the job. And it's like, yeah, that's a final straw. That's an extreme final straw, but that's not the goal we're going for today, you know. It's more of the idea I'm just fed up and I'm tired dealing with what I'm dealing with, you know.
And I don't think it's something that necessarily should be avoided either.
Right.
I know people want to necessarily kind of like avoid that situation, and I think in some cases, like, the shoe fits in that regard.
Right.
But I mean, I don't think there's any reason to shy away with it. And something that's happened for me recently, at least, has been you know, playing games with the boys and things like that. And one of them was just, you know, he tends to kind of just get on people's heads or roast people for no apparent reason. And one day I just got sick of it, because I'm like, bro, it's like every time we hop on and things like that, it's just talking shit. And it's just like, why do we always gotta talk shit about like a mistake that people make because we're human, you know what I mean?
Right. We're supposed to be having fun.
And we're supposed to be having fun.
Right.
And I snapped at him, not in a like undeserving way or anything like that, but I did let him know. I was like, yo, like, if you're gonna call me out on it, you better not do it either. And then second of all, you've already done it in the past. I can count once. So it's like, there's no reason you should be just calling me out for it. Like, just cut that shit out, please.
Right.
And I think that was like a major point in terms of just stepping up for myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was just necessary for whatever path I'm heading down now in terms of life, in terms of just being my own person, and like, you know, again, standing up for what I stand or what I believe in, and just protecting myself.
Right.
So I can move forward in life. And while I'm not sorry, again, I just think it was like a necessary conflict that needed to come to, and that was my final straw. That day, I just did not want to deal with that shit anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I love what you said right there, you know, like, my final straw is me standing up for myself, because that's kind of how I felt with my final straw with my headache. Like, you know, nobody caused it, but at some point it was like, I'm done torturing myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm done just dealing with this pain and dealing with this discomfort, and I'm done just feeling like this in this situation, you know, and I'm about to go find some help. And I kind of feel like that's the same mindset you had, right? Like, I'm done dealing with this, like, you know.
This negative energy, this constant, like, just, I'm tired of acting like it's not bothering me, because like I can tune you out for sure, but like I'm tired of having to tune you out. Like, I just want to talk and play with my friends, without having to worry about that. And you know, I had to find some answers, and my answer was just like snapping back. But even within that, I don't want to have to snap back again. That's this is not the purpose of me snapping back. It was to set down, like, hey, cut the shit out, bro. Are we here to have fun or not? Because if we're not, then I'd rather just play with other people.
Right. So my question for you is do you believe the final straw, two questions actually, do you feel that the final straw is like, the final straw takes place, like the idea when you put your foot down, do you think that only takes place when you're in like a certain type of mood, or do you think it's like really just it was so built up that when I just heard it, I could have been in a good mood, but once I heard it, it just like ticked me off, you know? If that makes sense, what I'm asking.
Could you ask one more time?
So, for example, for the final straw, like with your situation, do you believe that you was having a rough day, and then when you heard that, you just couldn't take it no more? Or do you feel like, you know, you was having a good day, but you were just so tired of hearing this that once it happened, you was like, you know what, let me nip this right now in the bud?
It was the latter. It was
the latter?
like,
okay, I love
because
that.
like after it happened, like, yeah, I was mad, and like I realized I popped off on him, but like afterwards, I was like, I let that shit go,
right?
To the point to where like I think he hopped off right after that game where I popped off on him, and then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna hop off for now, and I was like, okay, for sure. And then my other friend stayed on, and then as soon as he left, because I was going to hop off as well, and it wasn't because I popped off where I was fed up. I was just,
tired.
It's time for me to get off the game.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, you good?" Like, you know, and I was like,
sure.
"Oh, what you mean?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, you seemed like, you know, you kind of popped off or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm completely okay. It was just." I'm tired of dealing with that shit. I had to let the nigga know.
Right.
So, and that's what it is. I'm like, I'm not upset or anything. I legitimately have to hop off. It's just, I was tired of dealing with that. I was having a good time. I had a good time right after me popping off. And before then, it was just, I'm tired. Let me nip this in the bud, like you could. Like,
Right.
You know?
No, and I understand that, you know, because I feel like that's like my final straw for football. You know, like I was having a good day, but I just wanted, I'm tired of dealing with this irritation, this aggravation, you know, like I did it in a calm way as possible. I could have popped off, you know what I'm saying? I could have cussed everybody out and shown that I'm irritated and this is my final straw, you know, but it's like, nah, I'm in this, it was weird because I was in a sense of peace, and it came to the mind of like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this no more, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that was the thing I was trying to get across is like, do you think the final straw is always when the water is boiling, or is it just when the pitcher gets too full?
I think it can be both.
Kind of like we're always depicted that the water is boiling and it's about to explode pretty much, and that's what the final straw is, when things explode. But it's like, no, I feel like it could just be my pitcher was full at the time. It was calm water, but once you threw in that extra cup, I just couldn't take it no more, you know?
I feel like they can both happen in both situations, but I feel like I feel like it's probably more optimal in terms of avoiding any unnecessary fallout, I would say. If you're if, like how you said with the football, you felt that peace, right? Even though like you were having a good day, but you just don't want to deal with that shit anymore.
Right.
Like I feel like you have more like control and agency when you do it that way. Not to say that the other way, if you're exploding because you were boiling, right? I don't want to say that's necessarily wrong, but there probably will. I think just the effect of it could have some undesired results if you're acting straight out of anger, as opposed to like just being consciously aware that you're fed up, and then you're just taking that action upon it to, you know, put that boundary there.
Right. And I agree with you. I think it's that idea of just, I'm just fed up, you know, because I don't have to be angry to have my final straw. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just more of, you know, let's keep using the analogy of water. It's more of every time you brought this to me, I poured into this cup over here, into this cup over here. I keep pouring into this cup, and then it's like, okay, I can't keep taking your nonsense and putting it to the side right now, like, cause now I have no more room over here. Yeah, I have to let this go. It's like I have to let this go about yourself.
I was gonna say it's like the opposite of like making sure your well is full.
Yes,
like
my well is too full of your shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Full of your shit. So something gotta go.
Something gotta go, and you know what? I'm not about to take stuff out of my well now just because you want to keep filling me up with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's amazing, actually, bro. I never really thought about the final straw like that because, you know, with the whole football situation I had, that was my final straw. Like, I was having a good day. It was a great day. There was no issues, but it just seems like people wanted to have issues. And I'm like, I'm not about to keep having issues for no apparent reason. Yeah. Definitely when you're not gonna come out here and fix the issues. You're just talking to me about the issues and want me to. I'm not gonna keep fixing your problems.
Yeah.
And that was my final straw of, you know what? I'm not gonna keep fixing y'all stuff. I'm not gonna keep getting talked down upon by the people that are supposed to be praising me.
Yeah.
And the people that's supposed to talk down upon me, they don't want to praise me. It was so confusing. It was like, I'm used to the parents being mad at the ref, not the damn my other refs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people that's at my back, and it was like, yeah, I can't keep doing this. This is, my straw is done. I'm not gonna keep coming out here stressing myself, waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning when I could be doing something else, something more productive. Who knows? I could be seeing some sleep right now.
Yeah.
But I chose to come out here because of the kids, not because of you or your organization. It's because I want to help these kids.
Right.
And it's like, I can't keep dealing with you guys, you know.
And I'm glad you kind of brought that up, because I kind of saw this similarity, and I feel like we both went through it. In the beginning of the episode, you were talking about how, you got fed up and had your final straw with like your headaches and things like that. And I feel like that's more along with the analogy you gave about the boiling water. Like, hey, you were just done. Like, you woke up and this is not an opportune like situation, but I just want this shit done. I don't care how the fuck it happened.
Exactly.
And I relate to that just because like that's kind of what happened when I started taking my medication for my depression and anxiety. It's just like, I'm just tired of feeling like this. I've done this, that, this and the third, therapy, working out, gym, eating good, blah, blah, so on and so forth, and nothing has changed, and I just tired of suffering, bro.
Exactly.
I'm just tired of suffering, and it's like, if I have to suffer, I'm fine with doing that, but like, let me stop blocking out like every single option. Let me try the stuff that I've been kind of avoiding, and see if that helps at all.
Right, exactly.
And I feel like those are kind of like the boiling points, but there's a different, and I think you can adhere to this too, is just, there's a different feeling when you're coming at it with a sense of peace. It's not like you're necessarily angry or blah, 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 but it's just like you make that clear decision, that calm decision, like, I refuse to deal with this any longer.
Exactly. And I love how you said that sense of peace, because it's like, I was in the hospital irritated, you know what I'm saying? Because of course I'm waiting and, you're in the chair, stuff like that. But then it's like, I'm not an asshole at all.
Yeah.
I'm just in pain right now, and I'm tired of dealing with the pain. I just want some help. You know what I'm saying? And I just want this pain to be gone. I want this irritation to be done, And I kind of feel like that when it comes with other people bringing the irritations. It's like, I don't want to hear that no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. I love you, but I'm tired of the irritations, and the irritations that you bring my way. I can't keep dealing with it personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's eating me up on the inside. You're hurting me. And my counselor said the best today. She was like, Adrian, you want to absorb so many other people's stuff that you forget about yourself, and you may have to, tell them right now when you're in a calm mindset, because what's going to happen when that cup does get too full and they catch you on the wrong day and they say something that makes you explode, you know what I'm saying? That could be your final straw too, but your final straw went nuclear, when it could have been a peaceful transaction, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I think I've been trying to just pay attention to how I feel at the same time, because trust me, I can cut somebody out in a heartbeat, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, that's not the proper way to doing that,
Yeah.
And I feel like there's always a positive way to do the final straw, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's just walking away, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what, I'm not dealing with this no more, and walked off. And that's why I did the field. I've walked off the field, backpack on and everything, shirt on and everything. I've walked off the field, mid-game, walked off. And it's just like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I could be mad, I could be ghetto, I could argue, I could debate. I'm not gonna do all that though. I'm just gonna walk off because I'm over it. Like, I am completely over it, and I don't want to fight with no more. You know what I'm saying?
That's what happened to me earlier this week too. Like, it's a similar situation as well. Like, I got a call from my university saying that like I owed like $800 like today.
Oh wow.
And it confused me because I just paid $900 to pay off like a previous class. So I'm like, okay, where is this coming from? I checked the portal. I go to make a payment. That $800 that you're telling me to pay isn't showing up there. So how do I even make that payment in the first place? And then second, it's like, I'm talking and I'm explaining to him like, yeah, I'm on a deferment program. Like, I was supposed to pay like 60 days after the class starts. That's what I was told when I enrolled in blah, 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 blah. Oh, and now I'm finding out that I wasn't supposed to get that. So you took that deferment program off my account without even notifying me, and then you're just telling me I owe $800, and I'm like, I'm not understanding this. I'm at work.
Right.
And it seems like you're not listening to me because you keep repeating the same thing over and over.
And you're
so
not
I'm
hearing
like,
what I'm saying.
can I call you back after I'm done with work, or call back and then we can figure this out? And then he kept talking and explaining things like about loans, like, oh, they split it up between semesters. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I understand how that shit works. I've been doing it for the past 2 years.
Right.
I don't need an explanation. You keep asking if I'm understanding, and I'm trying not to explode. And I was like, okay, I'm just agree, because regardless, I'm going to talk to you later today.
Right.
And I call him later, and I'm like, okay, can you explain what's going on? This person told me this, that, and the third. Why do I even owe this in the first place? And then why is it that I do not have my deferment program? Like, your enrollment person told me I could get this, and I remember this as a fact. I've been doing this for 2 years.
Right.
I remember the date saying 60 days after I started this like class, I would pay it then. So now you're just going to take that away from me, something I've been budgeting for the past 2 years? Like, honestly, that's just not cool.
Right.
That's not cool. Can you do something about that?
Right.
And then y'all didn't even let me know that y'all took that shit away from me.
Right, that's bullshit.
So, and then luckily that panned out, and I felt like, you know, I guess I've been feeling this more recently, but just, I've been feeling able to have my emotion of like anger and irritation, but still be able to communicate in a way that, like, hey, like, I'm not happy with this, but I'm not gonna cuss you out even though I fucking want to.
Right.
But, hey, let's figure this out. I'm working with you, but I'm upset though.
But that shows your character, though. That just shows you have a big character, you have a big heart, and you understand what it is to communicate properly. You know, because I did the same thing at the hospital with Jessica. When she was there, they weren't giving her IVs, but they wouldn't take out her IV.
What?
Exactly. So she was done with the IV, and she was supposed to go home. So they took the IV out, and they said, we're just waiting for your medication to get here. Her medication never got there. So they had to hold us for a whole nother day until her medication got there, since the hospital was providing the medication. So, you know, at first, I was calm and collective until I realized that her medication was going to get there before 5 o'clock. And then when that happened, that's when I had to, okay, let me put my foot down now and let y'all know how I really feel. Yeah. Because this makes no sense. So I, you know, they called in the head nurse, and I broke down the whole thing to her. I was like, you told her she can go home. You said the medication was going to be here by 5. You told us at 10 it was on the way, at 11 is on the way, on 12 is on the way. It's 5 o'clock now. The medication is not here. So now you're going to have her here for a whole nother day. You're going to charge us for a whole nother day. She still has this IV in her arm, but she can't take her IV out for some odd reason, because you guys said since she's in the hospital, you can't take her IV out because it's against protocol. So we have to just sit here uncomfortable a whole nother 7 hours. Can we get the medication come back? Can we do this? I'm trying to come up with solutions. Yeah. And they just being a-holes. Finally, the doctor walked in, and I explained it again. The doctor did everything we asked for right then. They took the IV right out of her arm. Yeah. They was able to do this, that, and the third, and she was actually able to get a restful night finally in the hospital. Sad, we still had to wait for medication, but it's like, at least you were able to be accommodative. And it's like, there's a proper way to present your final straw. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, in this environment of how we grew up and social media, everybody believes you have to go into Karen mode. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You guys start fussing, let me see your manager, and start to threaten people's lives and pull out your camera and all that stuff. And it's like, no, people understand what it is to be frustrated. You know what I'm saying? We have to just learn how to present that in a proper way. Yeah. You know? Like, sometimes, yes, you may need to be an asshole and a dick to get across, because some people is hard-headed and don't listen. But there's a lot of times you don't have to be that way, you know? But I feel like, you know, in the way this world is nowadays, like you said earlier, or like we talked about the post office, the final straw is to go shoot some shit up. Yeah. And it's like, why do we have to take it that far? You know what I'm saying? It could have been something just as simple as talk to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Or really say how you feel instead of just holding it up, or feel that I'm supposed to understand how you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's really, really crazy. I think I always found that just so interesting because you always see in the movies where, you know, the villain gets created because of his final straw.
You said creative?
Creative. Yeah, creative too, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, Eric Cartman, my favorite episode is when he got that kid back for pranking him a few times, and somehow he killed the kid's parents and turned him to a chili and fed it to him. And then it was and it was like, don't fuck with Cartman no more, because his final straw is wild.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why I feel like everybody feels they have to do. When it's on their final straw, you have to blow up. You have to make a scene. You have to do whatever it is to get what you want now in this time matter. And it's like, no, you can still present yourself as a good, well thought out human, you know what I'm saying? But show your frustration and use your words to get to what you need, you know?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know how to use their words either. That's a whole nother topic for conversation.
I think that's just the age that we're in too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the age and society we're in, you know? Like, yeah, like a lot of people would rather go on social media or, you know, go on social media and rant about something, or, you know, blast somebody, put somebody on blast, than actually just trying to stop the conversation, you know?
Right.
Or stop the drama. Like, nah, what? I'm gonna put you on social media and let everybody know you a cheater. And it's like, well, damn, bitch, you could have just, you know, we know what's going on.
You're making them live rent free in your head, bro. Like,
right,
and
exactly.
It's now on the internet, so now it's eternal.
It's eternal now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's a sad world, brother. It's a sad world. So I guess my one last question for you before we end this episode is the final straw a good thing or a bad thing? Is you having your final straw a good thing or a bad thing?
Like I said, I feel like it's just dependent on how, like, it's conducted. Like, I don't think the final straw is necessarily like a bad thing, but depending on how you go about it, the aftermath can be a good or a bad thing. And I think that's what people should probably focus on, because I mean, the final straw enacts the change, and you know, we all need to change. We can't be the same forever.
Right, exactly.
Or, I mean, if you are, then technically that's insane, because again, you're staying in the same place doing the same thing and expecting different results. So I don't think having the final straw is a bad thing, but depending on how it's gone about, the result could be a good or a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that one too. I think the final straw, look, I ain't gonna lie, this quote I just pulled up that I was gonna share with us today, I think it's perfect. It says, "There is always a final straw, but it's not any worse than the dozen of straws that came before it. They were the same. You just finally learned the lesson that you are more than what you settled for." And that's what I think about the final straw, is you finally not settling. And you finally saying, like, you know what? I'm going to get what's right in this situation. Whether it's, you know, I'm here to have fun and you want to talk trash about me when I'm trying to have fun. I understand that may be your way of fun, but that's not fun to me, and I'm not dealing with it no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I just want to get some sleep and these heads ain't waking up. These headaches waking me up. I'm going to go figure out what it is. I'm about to fight for myself to get what I need right. You know what I'm saying? So I think the final straw is actually a good thing, because it finally gives the opportunity for you to stand up for yourself, or stand up for whatever you feel you have to stand up for, but it gives you that strength to actually step up, you know, and actually face your fear of what it may be that's about to happen, you know. Because, so like I said, sometimes the final straw is just a word to a friend that you finally need to say, that you've been wanting to say for a long time. Or, you know, finally going back to that teacher that keeps calling you dumb and stupid, and you saying, you know, I'm not dumb. And it's, oh, okay, you know. So, yeah, I think the final straw is just you stand up for yourself, which is always needed in this world that we're in right now.
And I feel like it's always a step in the right direction for you to start doing it sooner too.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, there may always be a final straw. It may be the 100th, it may be the 3rd, it may be the first straw that gets pulled. But
it's the final one, yeah.
Hey, at least you're leading towards somewhere where you're actually making progress to make sure you're okay.
Right, exactly.
Or whatever you're standing for is like being represented.
Exactly. And I think the main thing you said right there is making sure that what you're standing for is being represented, and you're not going to use your final straw to hurt others.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that scares me. A lot of people, when they get to their final straw, it's all hell break loose. And it's like, all hell doesn't have to break loose when you're on your final straw. It's just, you need to stand up for yourself.
Even if it hurts you sometimes.
Even if it hurts you, but that don't mean you have to go back and hurt others so much with it, you know? So I agree with that one. But yeah, you just stand up for yourself. So yeah, everybody, you know, if you feel that final straw is coming, it's probably a sign that you've been dealing with something for a while, that you probably need to just, you know, let the next time be the final straw, and you just stand up for yourself and say what you need to say, speak on what you need to speak, do the action that you need to take. You know what I'm saying? You going to work every day and you feeling disrespected and whatever. Maybe it is time for you to go find that new job. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't have to keep taking that. Stand up for yourself and do what you have to do to better yourself. You know. Yeah. So that's my mindset for the final straw. You know,
I agree.
Take it as a sign that it's time to get better, time to do better, trying to love yourself a little more.
It has a purpose.
It has a purpose, you know what I'm saying? Don't feel the purpose. Don't just say I'm mad for no reason. Like, nah, admit it. Admit why you mad. Say what you need to say, you know? You tired of eating chicken? I'm tired of eating chicken. Like, every time you come home, your wife making chicken, tell her I want some duck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I Think I Love My Wife. Great movie. Go watch it if you haven't.
It's called I Love My Wife?
I Think I Love My Wife. Okay. So, it was a terrible scene because he was actually throwing a fit so he can go out and meet up with another girl. But it was the principle that, you know, he made it seem like every time I come home, you making chicken. I'm tired of making chicken. There's all these animals in the world, and the only thing you know how to cook is a chicken. And she's like, well, what else do you want? Make some duck. And he walked out the house. But it's like, you know, he did it in a bad way because he hurt her feelings with it. But at the same time, he did it in a smooth manner, as in like, I just want this. This is all I want, you know. Yeah. Finally speak on what you want. I just want to have a peaceful night of gaming, you know what I'm saying? I just want my headaches to go away. I just want to be able to go to work and feel appreciated. Like, whatever it is, say what you actually want and stand up for yourself, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so,
beautiful said. Beautifully put.
Yes, but anything else you want to leave us with, bro?
No, that's all I had. No. I think that was a good episode, given what we came up on the spot. So.
No, yeah, you know us, man. We always creative, bro. That's what great minds think alike, and you know, two minds can come together and get anything you want in this world.
That part.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all so much for joining us today. We always appreciate your time. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with us, so we truly appreciate you guys. You already know. Go ahead and keep sending the donations. Be on the lookout for the Enough Said events we have coming up. I don't want to give out too much away, but we got some pretty good events coming up, as well as 1-3 dropping some amazing projects coming for you guys. So make sure you guys keep up with the projects for 1-3. You know, wintertime is his season. He might have some new heat to warm up the cold days for you. But with all that being said, we hope you guys have a great day, a marvelous afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to just keep swimming.